Hey guys, welcome back to my Thursday DIY and more. Today I'm going to take some Dollar Tree products and some plants and I'm going to make some beautiful home decor. If you want to know how to make it, stick around. I'll show you how. Okay, for our first project, we're going to make this cute little planter house, and I got the supplies at Dollar Tree. I got the little metal corrugated metal, the two little houses, and the piece of wood. I'm just going to measure my house. It measures 7 inches, and so that's how long I want my base to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and measure that at 7 inches, and I'm going to draw a straight line down the side, and then we are going to score this until it cuts in half. So just take a cutting board, put it behind it, and you're just going to score it until it cuts in half. And it doesn't take long to do it. Just push down on the blade pretty hard. And then we're going to split it here in a second. So go ahead and bend it like that, bend it back so you can get your line on the back, and then just score that off as well. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to tape off the chalkboard part of this because we don't want to get paint on it. If you do get a little bit of paint around the edges, don't worry because we are going to come back in and put some rope around there. But just get that taped in really good with the blue tape, and then we're going to paint it. Okay, we're just going to take some folk art cottage chalkboard paint, and I'm just going to paint the entire piece, all the pieces of wood, front and back, with that white. Then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to take my jute and I'm just going to run it along the edge. Start at the very top because that part will be hidden by the roof once you get it all put together. And just keep going around. You're going to push with your scissors in the corners just to make sure that you get it flush with the corners. And just keep going all the way around until you get back up to the top. And we're going to do that for both of them. And I didn't put any kind of sayings on these or anything like that. You could cut something out if you have a Cricut and put a saying on the side. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to take some Elmer's glue and some water. And because the jute does fray a little bit, this will smooth all that fraying out. So just run it down the side and take your finger and flatten it out. And that will get rid of all the little wispy frays that the jute has. Okay, next we're going to stand them up and we're going to place them on our platform. And I'm going to glue them with some E6000 glue as well as hot glue so that I make sure it stays together. So the E6000 will be the more permanent. And then I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on there just to get it set in place while it dries. And just make sure that you are lined up in the front because that's the part that's going to be shown the most. Okay, next we're going to take our corrugated metal, find the center point, and we're just going to bend it to the shape of the roof. And you're going to put the part that has without the holes in it on the back. Then I'm taking a little bit of E6000 glue, and on each of the ridges that'll touch the top of that house, I'm going to put the E6000 glue. Then I'm going to come back in and put a little bit of hot glue on there just to set it till it finishes setting. And then just make sure you get that really straight. And then make sure that your sides are standing up good. Then I'm going to go ahead and paint the base and the sides. You really don't have to paint the bottom part because I did come back in and put some moss. But just go ahead and get around the edges. Then I'm going to distress my little planters that I'm going to put in there. I'm just taking some folk art Parisian gray paint. I'm just putting a little bit of water on my brush and getting a little bit of paint on there and just kind of rubbing it around there till I get it to the distressed look that I'm looking for. And you can add more or less. It really doesn't matter. You can even skip this part if you don't want to distress it. And then just do that for all 3 of them. And then I came back in at the end and put some jute, a little jute ribbon around each one of these. So you might want to go ahead and do that before you put them in your house. Then I'm going to distress the house the same way. Just kind of do some up and down brush strokes with it on the inside and the outside. Just on the white part. Then I'm going to take a little piece of moss. I'm just going to put it on the bottom like a floor. And just going to glue that in on the front and the back. Then I'm just going to glue my planters in. I'm going to put 2 in the back, spaced out, and then 1 right in the center in the front. Okay, after you get all those glued in, we're going to come back in with a 1/4 inch jute rope, and I got that on Amazon. I'll give you the link for that. And I'm just going to go all the way around the base of it. So the platform that those sit on, that's pretty much all you're going to go around, just to cover up that edge. And I started in the very back corner so that you won't see it when you get it turned around to the front. Just make sure you get it pretty flush. Then you can see how I put the jute around it, around each pot, and then I'm putting a little Tim Holtz enamel tag on the front. Pretty easy. Okay, for our second project, we're going to use these little rope votives that I got at Dollar Tree, and then I got my Boxwoods at Target. You get a box of 9 of those. And this is really a quick and easy one. It turned out really cute. Just put a little bit of glue inside the bottom and around the sides, and then just push that jute down in there and hold it till it dries, because you want it not sticking up so much. And do the same thing for all 3 of them, and that was pretty quick and easy. Number 3, we're going to make this little planter. And I'm using the jute again. I'm using a pool noodle. I'm going to make 4 of these. I'm going to cut it at 12 inches because they're going to be 3 inches in length each. And then I'm just going to paint them with black paint because I am going to roll them up in some jute, and I did not want the red paint to show through. Just paint the whole thing, let it dry, and then we're going to cut it in 3-inch segments. Then after you get all 3 of those cut out, we're going to go ahead and paint the very top of them again with the black paint, because you will see that when it's setting in the planter. Okay, let it dry real good. Then we're just going to roll it up 2 times and then add about a 1/2 inch for your seam. And then unroll it and go ahead and hem up your seam on one side. And then we are going to fold over the top part as well. We're making it a 3/4 inch fold at the top. And I got this ribbon at Michael's, and I'll give you the link for that as well. Just get that glued in real good. And then we're going to glue our noodle into it and roll it up. And just glue that edge off, and then you're going to go ahead and take the top part and just smooth it out. It will come out perfectly circled. And then go ahead and glue those 2 pieces together where they overlapped. And then we're just going to take one of our little boxwoods, and we're just going to glue it in the top. And we're going to do that for all 3 of them. And we're just going to come in and take a ribbon and put it around each one of them. And kind of put your ribbon towards the top, because then you'll see it in your planter. Okay, next I'm going to paint my planter with a Minwax Special Walnut color. And I got this little container at the Target in the little dollar area in the front. And it was $5. Just get the stain really good. I didn't over stain it. I just wanted a light finish on it, and just rubbing it with a rag. Then I'm going to go ahead and take some jute. Go ahead and make sure that that's sealed tight, and we're going to go around this thing 4 times, starting in the middle and the back. Just make sure that you get it real even as you're going all the way around it on all of your layers. And kind of pull it as you're going so it's really tight. And just keep going around till you have 4 layers, and then just glue that back piece off. Then I'm going to come back in with these little butterflies that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm just going to kind of evenly space them across the front, and then I'm going to glue them on. Now don't put too much glue on these because you don't want it to show through. Just kind of spot glue around the edges of it, and that'll hold really well. Just make sure that they're even. And then I'm taking some scissors and just kind of trimming out the jute, anything that's hanging over the edge, just kind of trim it out. Okay, then I'm just going to add my little planters into there, and then I'm going to glue each one of those in. Just make sure they're evenly spaced because you will see that they're off in the front if you don't. All right, that was a pretty quick and easy little craft, and now you know that you can use Dollar Tree noodles for the vase. All right, the number 4 is going to be just like number 3, except for we're going to add some weight to it because I'm going to put this on a tiered tray. I'm just taking 3 5/16" nuts, and I'm going to glue them inside the pool noodle just to give it some weight on my tray. And then I'm taking a piece of jute out of the same ribbon, and I just cut a circle to put over the bottom just to kind of finish out that edge. And these are super cute on a tiered tray. And then I'm just going to take a ribbon and put it around there as well. And I'm just going to kind of put that one in the center. And those were pretty quick and easy and inexpensive craft projects. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see future videos, hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified when I have another video, hit the bell. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.